Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on my IoT presentation this morning. That's a huge development in our industry. And because of that, honestly, I cannot wait to deliver my message and vision on the IoT to you guys. So what I want to ask you for the next 40 minutes, please stop doing whatever you're doing and just listen to my presentation. I guarantee it's going to help you and your company. So let's start. Before going to the IoT itself, I want to share a couple of examples with you. The first one is my very own experience with the way we are handling the HVAC system these days without having an IoT. So 10, 11 years ago, I used to live in a large building in Akron, Ohio. And basically what happened, I believe that was a Friday night. The flame sensor, I didn't know the problem at the time, but we found that later. The flame sensor failed. To show you the sequence of the events, I put the counter on the left side. So you see at the time equal to 0, the flame sensor failed. And all of a sudden, the heating system stopped working. So that's obvious. The problem was that it took 4 hours for the building to kind of sense there is no heat, kind of the issue propagate to the entire system. And also, after 4 hours, we realized we don't have a heat. But once you're living in a building like this, you think someone else is calling the management office, or the management office is already working on the problem. But the problem was that it took 12 hours for us to realize, no one is paying attention. So we start calling the management office. And the poor guy, the manager, he forgot to assign someone, and he was on a vacation. So it took 24 hours for the people in the building to find this guy. And you see the counter, plus 40 hours after the failure of the system. And after this guy, they came back to work, it took 1 hour for him to find a technician. Let me add more drama. So far, we are 41 hours after the failure. So it took 2 hours for the HVAC company to dispatch a technician to get to the building. And the technician they sent to us, he was a new guy. So it took 2 hours for this guy to go through the system, troubleshoot it, talk to his supervisor, and find out what is wrong with the system. And basically, he found that, the flame sensor is not working anymore. And another problem, and another drama was the fact actually he didn't have the flame sensor on his truck. So it took 1 hour for this guy to get to the distribution center to get the sensor and basically get back to the building. It took 3 hours to install the flame sensor, and everything was running. So you can see the counter, 49 hours. It took 49 hours from the beginning of this failure to fix the problem. That was my very own experience. I want to share another example with you with the oil delivery. So that's a scenario. There is a vacation house, and once we're calling it vacation house, the people that are not supposed to live over there 24/7, it means that they're just going there for a weekend or vacation. So the delivery company was expecting the K factor to be 8.5 for this scenario. And the tank was full. The last time they delivered a fuel was October 10. And the family of 4, they moved to this house on the Columbus weekend. The problem was that they wanted to stay there because of the pandemic. So that's a really realistic example right now. They moved it because of the pandemic. They didn't want to be in a crowded city, so they're living there. The K factor was 8.5 because the fuel delivery company, they thought that that's a vacation house, but it's not a vacation house anymore. For these 4 guys are living there. So the tank goes empty really fast, and they ended up calling the delivery company for emergency delivery. They ended up having no heat. They came, they delivered fuel. Yeah, they already delivered fuel, but they ended up having an emergency delivery. So what they did to fix the problem, they changed the K factor by 20% to 6.8. But to add a drama to this example, the grandparents, they moved with this family to live again because of the pandemic. So to adjust the target comfort temperature, and because of the new and increased DHW, so the K factor is not 6.8 anymore. So the delivery company was expecting to deliver fuel in the mid-January, but again, they ended up not having heat, running out of the fuel, and basically again they had to call the delivery company for a second time for emergency delivery. You know how bad will be this experience for you guys and the homeowners, because they want the continuous heat. So we talk about two examples with the traditional way we handle the HVAC and the service and delivery industry. So next, I want to talk about the industry that we are working in. So in the delivery and in the servicing industry, 63% of the company, they have less than a 15 truck. What does it mean? Less than a 15 truck means that they're not a big enterprise. They have limited resources, so they have to make sure they're dispatching the resource in a right way, they're optimized, and so on and so on. And for these companies, 50% of their business is for the delivery and the rest of it for servicing. So they're doing both. In the entire United States, we have 6,800 business in the fuel delivery, and basically 40% of them, around 40%, is in a heating oil delivery. That is the industry we are talking. That's the industry we are in. So what are the concerns you guys have? The first one I want to mention, you have seen it, you have heard of it, and you have a feeling for it. It's hard to get a seasoned technician these days. You know that. Number one. The other one, let's say you have 5 trucks and you have to go to the job. Same example I gave you. You don't know what's wrong with the system. You have to go and check it. So you need to load the truck 100% with everything you need to do the job. Otherwise, you need to go back and forth from the job to the distribution center, get the part, change it, and see what's happening. Number 2. Number 3, these days, because of the pandemic, and most probably even in the post-pandemic, people are going to work remotely. Most people, they're going to work remotely. And because of that, what does it mean? It means that there are more burden on appliance. They're going to break faster. So break down faster. That's reality. And also, if you remember, during the pandemic, CDC was recommending people to use a fresh air, even in winter time. So what does it mean? More burden on the HVAC system. Again, they break down faster. These are the concerns of the industry. Not all the concern, the major concerns that I can share with you guys. And later on, I will show you how we can address these concerns with the IoT and use of the IoT. So let's dive into the IoT. What is IoT? You are here to talk about the IoT. Am I right? Yep. So these days, everything is connected, from the smartwatch, from your smart home gadgets, from the elliptical, from a smart TV, your bed, everything is connected. So what is IoT? Just connectivity? I'm saying no. It's not just the connectivity itself. We need to add a value. And that is a mistake. Yeah, mistake of many companies. They think something, it just needs to be connected. That's not the case. We need to add a value to our customers. What does it mean? So it's not just for the sake of the technology or saying, yeah, connectivity is cool. No, we want to add a value. We want to make the process for you guys and for a homeowner better, faster, and easier. Remember these 3 words: easier, faster, and better. So, and in order to make it easier, better, and faster, AI, artificial intelligence, is going to help you guys to basically get the data, use the data in a way it can add a value to you guys and present it to your customers. So remember, artificial intelligence, AI, is going to help this process. So one takeaway from this slide, we need to make this process faster, easier, better for you guys. It's not just for the sake of the technology. So let me share some examples of the IoT these days with you guys. So you have seen it, the smart home gadgets. That's one good example of the IoT. Another example I can share with you is a Fitbit. So it's a wearable IoT, and it can track your health condition. That's another good example of the IoT. Another one I really like it personally is the connected bottle. Actually, you can track your water consumption. And basically, honestly, that was a gift I gave to my wife. So I like this one. And the other one I can share with you, and all of you guys, what is this thing? Is a Nest thermostat. It's a connected sensor, and you can track the temperature of your house. You can control it remotely, and the AI is going to help you to control it in an optimized way. The last one I want to show you is a really weird one. This is a diaper. And you may ask yourself, IoT with a diaper? And as a matter of fact, that is the example of the IoT. There is no electronic in this diaper. What it does, if you change the diaper before, you know that once the diaper is wet, there is a line, yellow line on the diaper. It gets the color is going to change to blue, so it tells you the diaper is wet. So the company, what they did, they add more tests or add more chemical sensor basically to this diaper, so it can analyze, let's say, the byproduct of the baby, and it can give you the result. And the way it's working, that there is a code on there is a color code on the diaper that the color is going to change based on the test result. And there is an app, you download it, you scan that code, the color, and the app itself is going to tell you how healthy is your baby. So the point here is that not necessarily for IoT devices, they need to have an electronic inside. No, the IoT is the entire ecosystem. It doesn't matter the device is passive or active, it has electronic or not. At the end of the day, what you need is a data. You need data, you need to transfer it to the cloud system. And basically with the cloud system, you want to present the added value to a customer. And in this example, the added value is the health result. So how about our industry? Let's talk about our own industry. What is IoT here? We have a complex mechanical room here. And I want to talk about how connectivity is going to help this complex system to have a more optimized performance. So you can add sensors, controls, connected sensors here and there. But again, it's not just for the sake of the connectivity. The goal here is that we want to see how the smart mechanical connectivity improves efficiency and reduce downtime. Same as the example I gave you at the beginning. How a connected HVAC platform saves money for dealers, contractors, and homeowners. That will be our goal. See, we need the added value. We are not just talking about the technology, how cool is the technology. That's the added value. Again, if you remember those three words, we want to make the process for you guys and homeowner faster, easier, and better. We are talking about the entire ecosystem, not just the one pressure sensor, not just one temperature sensor. We aggregate all these data together. We look at all the data. The artificial intelligence is going to help us to see if there is anything wrong with the system, so we can be more predictive and preventive in our system. We can tell you guys what is wrong in advance, even before something happened in the system. So let's look at the what we need to do as an IoT product, what we need to have as an IoT products. The IoT product, it has 5 layers. It has in the first layer, you have a device itself. Just an example, I put the connected tank gauge. So people, they may see this connected tank gauge. It's a device. There is a software running on this device. Basically, it handles all the security, registration process, everything. Pressing the button, that is a software running on this device. There is a communication piece. Basically, get the data from your sensor and send it to the cloud system. It could be Bluetooth, it could be Wi-Fi, Zigbee, cellular, anything. And there is a cloud piece. Basically, you aggregate data, you pass it to the cloud system. It could be AWS. As a matter of fact, I'm working on AWS. So that's the reason I put this example here. And at the end of the day, you have your application layer. But who cares about software communication cloud? You need the data. You need to add a value. So basically, no one cares. As long as you can pass the data to the cellular, Wi-Fi, whatever you have in hand, you can pass it, it's okay. The big part for you and for us is the application layer. In the application layer, we have an app running on the iPhone, Android device. We have a dashboard for the service managers, and we have all the application layers that actually we can add a value to the system. So to give you a more realistic example, let me put these 5 layers in a boiler room connectivity. So on the left side, you can see, for example, we have a connected tank gauge on a tank. we have a burner that is connected through the Bluetooth signal. It send the data to the gateway in the middle, and the gateway through the Wi-Fi signal, they aggregate the data and send it to the router. You have a router, Wi-Fi router at your home. You're using it for internet. So, and that router is going to send the data from the tank gauge, from the burner to the cloud system, layer 4. And at the right side, you have all the application layers. Dealer dashboard. What is dealer dashboard? Dealer dashboard is a dashboard for a service manager, for an account manager, for the owner of the company to see all the account in one place. You have seen the movie. There is a map. Whenever there is something wrong, you see a red flag on the map, you can dispatch a truck, they can go and fix it. That's a dealer dashboard. There is an app probably that's going to help you guys, your technicians, and also the homeowners to see what's going on with the system. And also on the right side, you see a back office. So what does it mean? If you remember from the slide I showed you before, we want to make a process faster, easier, better. What if you guys are already using some sort of the back office software these days, today? Maybe ADD, maybe CarGas, DRM. So I don't want to add a complexity to this system. The system should be capable of communicating to whatever you guys have today. So that is another piece of the application layer that can help you to make the process faster, easier, and better. But what is the added value here? We have a service manager. So the service manager, once the system is connected, they have a better visibility on their account. Not just in real time, the system is going to be more predictive because of the artificial intelligence running on the system. So they can save time, money, and make the business more profitable. So they're not just having a visibility on the system itself, they have a better visibility on their technician. So let's say, I told you before, one of the concerns we have, one of the major concerns, it's hard to have a seasoned technicians these days. So what if you have a new guy in your company? So you can trust them 100%. They go to the job, they see what is wrong with the system is helping them to understand what is wrong. And in real time, the service manager, they can talk to this guy and help them through the line. They see all the numbers. It's not just talking. They see the numbers. They see what's wrong with the system. They're going to help this new guy. So you can trust your crew 100%. That's good. How about the technician? They go to the job. They have an app. And basically, they have a more visibility on the system. Means they can troubleshoot the system faster, better tuning, and less trip. Because they're not just changing a part. They know what's exactly wrong with the system. So they just change the thing they need to change or fix the thing they need to fix. They don't need just continuously changing a part. That's good too. How about the homeowner? For the homeowner, the system security, peace of mind, and less and shorter visits. What does it mean? Homeowners, they don't hate you guys. But during a pandemic, they hesitate actually to invite people to their home. So if you can make the process faster, easier, better, it's also good for the homeowner. You can do it in 10 minutes instead of 3 hours. That's good. So in order to show you how to do it, you know how cool is the technology right now, how this added value can make your process faster, easier, and better, and make it more profitable. But how can we do that? Let's start from the last layer, the app. So we know how cool is the technology, but you have seen it. There are hundreds of connected gadgets these days from your smartwatch, and you need to download different app to work with this thing. There's a different app for the elliptical, different app for my smart TV, different app for my Nest thermostat. I hate it. You know why? Because I don't want to have 100 apps on my phone. It's hard to keep them updated. So that's really a barrier. We have two segments who are downloading the app. The first one will be technician. We discuss it. Let's keep the second one for later. But the first segment is a technician. They're downloading the app and to use all the benefits of the system. What we did to make sure the technicians, they are going to use the app to do the troubleshooting, we sent a survey from our company to all technicians we knew, And 458 people that responded back. What we asked them? We asked them, are you guys willing to use your own smartphone? I repeat it, your own smartphone, not the business phone, your own smartphone, to troubleshoot the system if it makes your life easier, faster, better. 92% of them, they said, yes, we are going to do it, even my own phone. That is awesome. So that is a technician segment. I want to talk about another segment as well. Our great partner, Cargas Energy, they sent a survey back in 2020 to the dealers, contractors they knew. And basically, the question was that, what is your next investment in 2021? 40% of the companies that responded back, our next investment is the app for a customer, for a homeowner. So it's not just technician anymore, homeowner as well. They need the app. Surprisingly, they sent another survey after pandemic 2021 or in the mid-pandemic. This time, 84% of the participants, they mentioned they are gonna invest on a software that is capable of having an app that's capable of adding an app application to a customer. That's a huge shift. That's a huge shift from 40% to 84%. So it's going to tell us it's not just technicians, homeowners also, they need the app. But the behavior of the homeowner is really different from the technicians. Technicians, they need to have the app because they want to use it for troubleshooting a system. And in the case that they are young technicians, they don't have that much experience, definitely they need to use it. But it's not the case for the homeowners. I told you I hate having 100 apps on my phone. So this slide is show you the user experience of searching for an app and downloading and using the app. So if you're telling your customers, please use our app, first of all, they need to search for the app. Let's say the name of the app is so easy, they can remember it, they can search it on the Google Play, App Store, 100% of them, they can search it and download it. But I'm telling you, not all of them are going to basically register for an account. As soon as they see they need an address, they need an email address, 40% they drop. Let's say 60% they register for an account. After 90 days, that is a fact. Not on the HVAC applications, in average, all the applications running on the people's phone. After 90 days, 71% of the customers and users, they're going to either delete the app or not use the app. That is a fact. So after 90 days, 20% of the people, they still have the app on the phone, and just 23% of them, they use the app. So let's see, from the 100%, we ended up having a 23%. And to make it worse and add more drama, if you're talking 100 different apps, so basically, if you're talking, let's say we have an ecosystem, you need to have 100 apps to use this ecosystem. What if people, they delete 20 of them? So it's not an ecosystem anymore, it's just part of it. What is the solution? The solution is to have a single app that's serving both segments, to serving all the applications in the HVAC room. We have two segments, contractors, dealers, and homeowners. So what we want as a user experience to be for the technicians and the homeowners. In the middle, we have an IoT device. In the right side, I have a technician, and the left side, I have a homeowner. For a technician, to give you a better understanding, what I want, this app should serve as a OBD2 diagnostic tool, same as your car. The technician, they connect this OBD2 to the car, they know all the error codes, and they know how to fix it. That is what I want from the app for technicians. How about the homeowner? I don't want the homeowner to have the diagnostic tool. You don't want the homeowner to play with the burner. What you want is the engine light, check engine light. They just need to know if the system is working or not, or see what is the gauge level. That's it. That should be the experience for the homeowner. Engine light for homeowner, diagnostic tool for technicians. How is it possible? So you should have an app, same app, people, they can go and download it, App Store, Google Play, but based on the credential they have, let's say you are a technician, you registered in this system as a technician, you will get a different experience. You will get a different screen. And the homeowner, they get a different screen. Remember, homeowner, they see just the gauge level, they see the check engine light, and the technician, they see everything. The control on the burner, the tank level, they see all the troubleshooting notes, they see the history of the system, they see the last report, the last technician, what they did as a maintenance. So that's how we can engage more people. One app, two different segments. So far, we talked about the application last layer, so we know how to add a value. I want to show you in the remaining time, actually. In order to add a value, I told you no one cares about how we pass the data from the sensor to the app or to the cloud system, but we need to pass the data somehow. We have two different ways to pass the data. One of them is continuous, the other one is on demand. What is the difference? Continuous means that you have a sensor, you have a control, you have something, IoT device in your boiler room, and continuously they are sending a data through a gateway to this IoT ecosystem. So you need to have a gateway, like Connected Tank Gauge Wicket has, actually. So there's a gateway in the middle, the sensor on the tank send the data continuously every 4 hours, 6 hours to this system, and the gateway is going to send the data back to the cloud system, and cloud system is going to serve it in the app, in the dashboard, in the back office. How about the on-demand? There is no gateway in the on-demand. Basically, what you need here is the app on a phone in a close proximity of the controls and the sensors. So basically, if someone has an app on his or her phone in a close proximity of the system, the app is going to pick up a signal from the system, and it's going to tell the user something is wrong. And at the same time, the app is going to pass the data to the cloud service. And so on the other side, service managers, technicians, they know what's wrong with the system. Two different types. And I want to show you a few examples of each. So you remember the first example I showed you, my very own experience with the flame sensor. So, and if you remember, it took 49 hours for a technician to fix the problem. Almost 2 days, no heat. Oh my God, I remember that. That was really bad. So how about adding a connectivity, continuous connectivity to this scenario? So you have the connected burner. It sends the data continuously to the cloud service, and the cloud service is sending the data back on the app, and the app is going to serving the technicians and the service managers to see what's wrong with the system. I can tell you for sure, and you know it, the flame sensor is not going to fail overnight. It takes time for the flame sensor to fail. And basically, if you have a diagnostic tool, if you measure the impedance of the flame sensor, you see there's a drift, there's a huge drift in the impedance. The system is still working, but if someone is going to check the flame sensor, they can say, yeah, this flame sensor is not really working. It's just barely working. In less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's going to fail. So here we have a continuous data sending to the cloud. Let's go back to the example. 49 hours. I'm going to tell you, let's say two weeks in advance, we can say there is a drift in the data. So we can say there is something with the flame sensor. 2 weeks means minus 168 hours. Minus. So it's not. It still is not. It's working. It's not, and the system is running. So the flame sensor is telling the cloud system, there is something wrong with me. My impedance is drifted. So the cloud system look at the data and say, yeah, the impedance doesn't look good. So they dispatch the technician, and it takes 1 hour for a technician to go to the distribution center to get the part. Remember, I told you one of the concerns these days is that you need to load the truck 100%. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. You need to go to the job, back and forth, go to the distribution center and get the part and get back to fix the things. So it just took 1 hour for a technician after dispatch, go to the distribution center, get the part. It took another hour for a technician to get to the building. And let's say this is a young technician, so he needs more time to fix the problem. So he was talking with his supervisor on the phone, and supervisor was helping him because he had a visibility on the system. He was able to help the young technician to do the job. So after 3 hours, he fixed the problem. And you know what happened? Still the counter is minus 163. What does it mean? It's negative because nothing happened. Nothing happened yet. And nobody in the building even realized and noticed, yeah, the heating system is not working. The heating system was done just for 3 hours. And I told you it took 4 hours for people to realize, yeah, there is no heat. So everyone will be happy. Service manager, technician, and rental office, actually, everyone will be happy. How about the second example I show you? The second example was on the oil delivery vacation house, if you remember. So if you remember from the example, they ended up having 2 emergency delivery, and twice they had no heat. So right now, the way we are delivering a fuel is based on the K factor. K factor is just an assumption. It's not a reality. It's just an assumption based on the trend we have in our delivery and we know from this home. But the problem is that was a vacation home, and actually people are using it for something else right now because of the pandemic. So even these 4 guys, they moved to this house for living during a pandemic. We don't need to wait for a tank to go completely empty. As soon as it's close to empty, let's say 30%, 40%, it sends a signal to delivery company that, yeah, please come and deliver fuel. So you are going to deliver fuel anyway, but it's not an emergency delivery. It's in your schedule. You can work on it. You can do it on your pace. So again, once we add a grandparent to this scenario, although the K factor is not 6.8 anymore, who cares? You have a real-time data. You can tell the system, I need a fuel. So again, you're going to deliver a fuel and everyone will be happy. You just deliver a fuel. It's not an emergency delivery. That was a continuous example. How about the on-demand? I told you that another example is the on-demand connectivity. It means that you don't have a gateway in middle. You have the system on the left that's sending a signal, and you have the cloud system and the application on the right side, which all the added value will be on the right side. As soon as the homeowner is in a close proximity of the system, her phone can pick up the signal from the system, and basically the homeowner see and use the app as a check engine light. And as soon as there is something wrong with the system, she can see it. She can call the service company to fix the problem. And also, we don't need to wait for her call. The app itself is going to send the signal to the service company, the one that she selected before. And basically, at the same time, they see there is something wrong in the system. It's not continuous. We need someone to be in a close proximity of the system. But again, even before showing up on job, you know what is wrong with the system. What it does, security, peace of mind for a homeowner, and less visit. And again, it's not just homeowner, it will be a service manager as well. Everyone will be happy. The next one is for the technicians. They show up to the job, and basically you can use all level technician to the problem. You can trust this part, and you can trust these guys 100%. And basically, they don't need to just change the part. They know what is wrong with the system. They can fix it, and they can change the part they need to be changed, not all the part. So the system will be easier to troubleshoot, better tuning, less trip, and more reliable service. Again, remember from the slide I show you, easier, faster, better. So we made the process easier, faster, and better. Let's put everything together. So if I want to give you a summary with the added value we have on both segments for contractors and homeowners. For a dealer and contractors, less inventory on the truck because we know what is wrong with the system even before visiting the system. So even if we don't have the things in our inventory, we can go and get the part that we need and then go to the job. Less inventory on truck, what does it mean? The money in your pocket. It's not on the truck anymore. You can save your money. You can use all level technician because it's like a game from now on. The app is showing you step by step what is wrong with the system. What will be the step that you need to do to troubleshoot and fix the problem. Let's say the system is showing you open this part. You have to remove this board. You have to remove this pipe. So it's like a game from now on. It's going to help all the technicians still we have our seasoned technicians, but you can use even the new people in your company. Less trip. What does it mean? Because you know what's wrong with the system. You know you don't need to back and forth go and just get the part, change the part, see, yeah, still it's not working, and again change the part. No part changing. No surprise. Predictive, because the system is giving you a hint what is wrong with the system. So you can schedule on your own pace and on your own time to go there and fix the problem. And the system is easier to troubleshoot because, as I told you, there is artificial intelligence running in the background, and it's going to tell you based on all the data from all the sensors, temperature sensor, pressure sensor, fuel sensor, it can tell you that is the problem, and it will be faster and easier to troubleshoot. Easier call. Let's say the customer, the homeowner, is going to call you, and your call, instead of 2 hours on the phone in the middle of the night, it's going to be just 2 minutes, because same time, in a real time, you see the data, and you can tell the customer, yeah, that's the problem with your system. You can deal with it tonight, and I can dispatch a truck tomorrow, and you have time. You can leave tonight. So easier call. Better tuning. You see all the variables of the system. You see CO2, you see impedance, you see everything. So it's really easier to tune the system. And better tuning means that less call. You don't need to go back and tune it again. And by doing all, you can offer a more reliable service to your customers. Maintenance plan, less callbacks. That is good. So basically, all of these things is going to make your process faster, easier, and better. So faster, easier, and better, what does it mean? Your business will be more profitable, more productive, and more competitive. You have a lot of competitors in your area. So you want to be competitive. And how we can do that? By saving your money, by making it more profitable, or to make your process easier and faster and easier and better. So how about the homeowner? The homeowner, they have a security, they have a heat all the time, once they need, definitely not during the summer. They have a peace of mind, and basically less visit. As I told you, especially during a pandemic, and mostly in a post-pandemic, they want less visits. They want the things to be done in a shorter time. Instead of 2 hours, maybe in 10 minutes. So thank you so much for paying attention to my presentation. My name is Amir Pastor. I'm a senior IoT product manager at Beckett Corporation, and I'm managing a connected product line for Beckett. So what I want to ask you, please to take out your phone, scan this QR code, and by doing that, you will get connected to my page. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube, and also, if you want, you can schedule a free 20 minutes private consultation session with me. Although I want to ask you to visit our booth, and after this session, you can stay actually in the video chat area. We can talk. But if you want to schedule a private session, you can scan this code. You can connect to me. And also on the other side, what I'm doing is that usually I'm using the list of the people in my page to send them the early access and to give them the early access to the new connected products we are offering, so they can help us to test the system. And basically, also the cool part is that they get the early access to the connected products.